Hello everybody and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this is Wine Library TV. So we're focusing on something very intriguing and very interesting. Something that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy with this time of year fast approaching. It is summertime. And we're going to focus on Albarino, which is a phenomenal white grape from Spain, from Galicia, and really a wine that has gained enormous traction over the last 26 months. Said he's 26 there, I was in the mood. 4 very interesting wines, all well priced, very crisp, clean, intriguing wines, wines that I've come to enjoy very seriously, and I'm excited about doing this lineup for you, and it's going to be a lot of fun because white wines, I think, are so underrated in the wine world. I think a lot of people that watch WLTV, you're watching right now, you're huge red fans, and you don't realize how many great characteristics, aromatics, and flavor profiles you're missing out on when you're not drinking white wines. And I'm not talking about Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc and Riesling all the time. Today we've got something really interesting, and it is Albarino. And so let's get right into it. Nora, which has a very subtle label, as you can see, they're trying not to tell you who they are, is $12. And this is an Albarino, and it comes from the Rayas Bias area, which is really what you want to look for in Albarino. And it's really the great area. As a matter of fact, the first 3 are all from Rayas Bias and Rias Bias. And so I'm excited about trying it. Again, 12 bones. Nora is a hugely established brand, has done tremendously well for us for the last 3 or 4 years. Probably the most common Albarino out there, at least on the East Coast. So if you're from the New York metro area, you should be able to find this wine. 12 bones, let's give it a whirl. Again, light color, nothing too crazy. Definitely, I wouldn't call it profound color, just a good old-fashioned lunch pail white wine, going to work. Here's my color, so let's give it a whirl. And the thing that I love about Albarino is the freshness and explosion on the nose. I'm getting tremendously powerful pineapple on this nose. Little hints of almost like chlorine. I actually get a flavor of, a nose flavor of almost like when you jump into the pool and the water gets in your nose, and after the burn, you get that little, sense of smell. That's what this smells like. Now add a pineapple that punches you in the face at the same token, and you've got exactly what this wine smells like. Let's give it a whirl. Really nice acidity. It's zinging and it's zanging on your palate. It's really, Janice Robinson said something perfect. I give her a lot of credit. I like to use my own terminology, but I've got to really give big daps to Janice on this. She called Albarino somewhere, I remember reading this, razor sharp, and I got to be honest with you, this is exactly what this wine is. It is so sharp. I mean, it's a clean cut. I mean, if you were to take this Albarino and put it over your finger, you're going to cut your fingers off. It is that razor sharp. Great lemon zest. I'm getting beautiful peaches in this, mixed in with a beautiful flavor profile of lychee fruit, if you've ever had that. So this is an incredibly aromatic and delicious white wine. It's a little bit light. It's finishing a little hot, which is bothering me. It's 13% alcohol, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. I would expect it a little bit more. But it's good. I mean, if you're a fan of it's got something with a lot of people who like Viognier tend to like this style. It's got a little of that oiliness to it. I like this wine. I'm going to score this wine 89 points. I think it's an extremely solid bottle of white wine. I laugh. Mwah! Ha 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 ha! When I think of all the people spending $12 on bull junk, awful, unacceptable, putrid Pinot Grigios every day, and this is sitting right on the shelf. It's time to get educated. It's time to get out of your comfort zone. I know what you're doing right now. You're looking at me right now and being like, damn, I like Pinot Grigios. Well, don't be scared. Nobody knows. You're watching all by yourself or with your team. And go and reach out for an Albarino. This Nora is very good, very crisp, very clean, very summer, very 2007, very Wine Library TV. Get this. Good wine. Hillbilly Jim thinks it's tremendous, so that's why we brought him out. Hillbilly Jim is a huge connoisseur of Albarino, and so that's why he makes his presence. Let's move on. This is the Pazo Senorans. The Senorans is 92 points J. Miller, 18 US dollars from Rias Bias as well. Pazo Senorans is a very hot, market-leading Albarino. Again, 92 points from J. Miller, which is a huge score. Obviously, extremely exciting. Number 2, it's traditionally been a wine that Parker has scored real well as well. Before J. Miller, see, Hillbilly Jim was drinking too much Albarino. Before J. Miller took over for Parker and scored it, so it's gotten great pedigree, great tradition. And obviously, the press has a lot to do with wine success in the U.S. And I saw a couple people said that was their biggest, thing that they didn't understand about the wine industry, and I kind of agree with them with that. But that being said, you got to trust your own palate. You're watching this, who cares what I said? You might think the Nora is the worst piece of junk you ever put in your mouth, and you know what? If that's true, email me, and we'll thumb wrestle for the championship. But that being said, let's focus back on the wine. 92 points, J. Miller, 18 bones, Pazo Senorans. Again, better color than the Nora, no doubt. It is absolutely darker. I hope that's coming through on the camera. We did get an HD TV camera, I know we don't put out an HD TV. We're going to eventually. That's a big little wink there for you guys. Let's give this a whirl. I get a little bit of mustiness on this nose, but I do get a nice sense of a stone meeting an apple, and they fall in love and they have stoned apple babies. That's what I'm getting on this nose for sure. It's a nice combination, a little creaminess, like a little whipped up fresh cream coming through on this nose. So it's a very different nose than the Nora. Let's give it a whirl. Better mouthfeel than the Nora. Once again, the razor. Don't spill it on your hand. You'll have no fingers. Oh. So it is crazy crisp, crazy clean. I mean, I can't help but thinking, man, I really wish I was eating some oysters right now. If you're a shellfish fan, these are the wines for you. It has tremendous complexity. This is a wine that has beautiful honeydew, little hints of banana peel coming through on this flavor profile. Very solid bottle of wine. As well made as this is, and as profound, and it's got good body, and is structured, and has a hedonistic kind of approach to it, I've got to be honest with you, it's not my total cup of tea. I find the flavors to be a little one-dimensional. I get some, they're nice, they're good. I don't know, it kind of disappears a little bit too quickly for me. Even though it's got better body weight, and I feel like it's a better wine, better made wine than the Nora. The flavor, and at the end of the day, I mean, the flavor is what we consume with products that we put in our mouth, is not totally for me. Once again, a little bit one-dimensional, kind of boring. I'm going to score this wine 88 points. It's a good bottle of wine, but again, for 18 bones, I'm going to give it a pass, and I just don't, I don't find it intriguing enough, really. But that's me. Let's move on. Oh, and Hillbilly Jim back for round 2. All right. Now we've got the Pazo Pandol, which is a decanter bronze medal award winner. This is the 2005 Pazo Pandol Albarino, 89 points, J. Miller, 18 US dollars, and let's give it a whirl. Now, Albarino, I think, is extremely interesting. One thing you may not know is it's known as Albarino in Portugal, and is used as a component for Vino Verdes. Albarino, I think, has come on so hot, especially in New York, where we have a lot of tapas restaurants popping up and things of that nature, and people have really been able to discover it. I really hope on this episode it encourages you to go out and try Albarino and try different things altogether, because once again, I'm getting a little bit scared and a little bit sick and tired of everybody drinking Chardonnay, Cabernet, and Merlot, and Pinot Grigio, and Pinot Noir, whatever it is. Get outside the box. This is a tremendous time of year to do that, because these wines are really summer wines. Again, a little frizzante, a little spritzy spritz on the action, nice fresh. 2005 Pazo Pandol. Beautiful tangerine peel on the nose, which is really extravagant. Beautiful, actually. Little hints of like wet leaves, when it's like kind of the fall and the leaves are on the ground and a big rainstorm comes through. I'm getting a little bit of that profile as well on the nose. On the mouthfeel and the drink, again, it is so crisp and so clean. These wines are completely like a lightning bolt. They go directly at your palate with a crispness and a complexity that even Rieslings don't. That's why I really like them. And they're always followed up by like a really hint of a lemon peel. You know what? I can really kind of articulate this like it's really zingy. I don't know. It's almost like something that's super zingy, and then a lemon gets squirted all around your palate. That's really what these wines articulate to me. This is a nice wine. Reminds me a lot of the Nora. Very similar profile. It's got a little bit more of a dandelion, weedy flower kind of flavor profile. I get some rose petals. I think of cheap potpourri that you buy at the dollar store, though that doesn't sound so appealing. It is actually quite appealing on the palate for the flavor profile. I like this wine. I'm going to go 88 points on this. I think it's a solid effort. Again, the Nora being $6 less, I can't recommend this, but it's a solid bottle of Albarino. Again, a little disappointed with the last two Albarinos. Again, Albarinos squeaked up a little bit. $18 is now, I think, a hefty price. They really capped out at 15 just a year ago. So that's a little bit of a concern. That's the euro kicking in. But that being said, really good wines. And if you are a $25 Riesling drinker, there's a lot of Rieslings that don't bring the thunder, bring the quality, the overall difference maker that this wine brings. It's really an intriguing type of grape. And again, I'm disappointed the last two really haven't killed me, but again, 88 points is a great score. Good wines. I mean, they're just good wines. Havens, 2005, Albarino, Napa Valley, California. We had to throw this in. 20 bones. Albarino from Havens. Michael Havens, has been on the show on Wine Library TV. So if you are looking to look anything up, if you're ever curious if anything's on the show, big search box right up here, and you could totally check that out. Type in Michael Havens or Havens, and you'll see he was on the show. We actually had some interesting moments there together, so you may want to check that out. This is his Albarino. This is the 2005 vintage, and let's give it a whirl. Again, nice color on this, also pretty lively. Let's give it a whirl. I find this a little bit more grapefruity. I'm getting a little bit more of a almost like a candy, what am I looking for? Almost like a taffy, like a banana taffy, saltwater taffy, banana flavor profile on the nose, mixed in with some grapefruit. Very intriguing. Wow, really interesting. I actually thought this would be a classic example of where the grape was doing its thing where it belongs, in Spain, as they say, and would really outshine the area that's not really known for its area. But I gotta admit, I did a little flip the switch on this. This is quite intriguing. This wine is extremely good. Again, a really heavy flavor of lemon and lime. Very heavy. I'm one of the rare people out there that will take a lemon and eat it whole. And a lime too. So this wine is really appealing to me, but if you don't like that, stay away. That being said, has almost like a cauliflower flavor profile, raw cauliflower flavor profile on the mid palate, which I enjoy quite a bit. Nice, long, subtle honey flavor on the finish, and that crisp razor's edge, Razor Ramon, if you know what I'm talking about. He's giving the razor's edge to this wine. I am blown away by this wine, actually. I never in a million years would have thought this is the wine of the flight, but it is. I'm giving 90 points to the Havens. It is $20, but that's really close to 18, isn't it? And it's extremely good. So, I did a boo-boo yesterday. I forgot to tell you how to get the t-shirt. So, the first person to spell my name backwards in the comments section gets a free t-shirt. I'll contact you, you'll email me the size, and we'll get this beauty out to you. These shirts are ripping cool. We're excited. They're coming out very shortly. Might catch that. Other than that, there's something extremely cool going on. There is an amazing show being produced on audio called Wine Library TV Uncorked by a Maniac. I'm going to put a link down here. If you do anything today, check out the link down here. You'll see it. Just keep scrolling. And you will be absolutely blown away by the quality of these recap shows. Huge, huge shout out to Greg. Because really, I'm going to go here now on you. You, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world.